So we are about 4 episodes into Raising Kanan season 4, and I do have to say I've really enjoyed this season thus far. I've loved the slow grind storytelling, and I can see, and we can all obviously see that things are obviously starting to pick up, and a lot of these storylines are going to kind of matriculate into fruition going into this mid-season finale. I want to kind of break down this trailer and just get right into it for what we can expect for episode 5. The first thing we see is Rock, and it appears she's talking to who I think might be Quan, and she's pretty much saying, when I move with a purpose and a plan. And we know this is very true, right? Rock has always been very calculated, and she's very much like Ghost in the sense where she's always prepping and preparing for her next move. She's always looking to put herself in a better position in the business and with her family as well. So we can expect her to keep her word, right? We know she's trying to become the plug. She made the play to kind of become the connect and, kind of get into the porch business last episode. So we know she's going to follow up on that in this next episode. And then we hear Rock again. She's talking to Marvin, and she's pretty much telling him, press hard, but not too hard, right? She wants to know who's hitting her business. She wants to know who's fucking everything up. Obviously, we as the viewers know it's Unique, but from their perspective, they don't even know the Unique's alive. So the idea that they would even think of him as being the culprit is asinine, right? They don't know it's him, and they probably still won't find out maybe till the second half of the season, to be honest, because it looks like they're trying to drag this out as much as possible. But we know with Rock telling Marvin that, Marvin's not going to listen, right? He's going to do what the fuck he wants to do. He's been on demon time this season. He hasn't been listening to anybody. He's been doing what he wants to do. And we know he's probably going to catch a body again this episode. So then we cut to Kanan, and we hear Kanan Garcia saying in the background that, Kanan's a very dangerous guy. He's into some bad things. And his best friend is very dangerous as well. And I'm assuming he's referring to Famous. Not sure who Detective Garcia is talking to, but he's just trying to do his job and be a shitty Fed, just like the rest of the Feds that are using in power that aren't going to make any moves and make any arrests. So we can expect him to just keep trying and keep failing as usual, right? So then we see this flashback, right? And everyone's kind of been talking about this. Everyone thinks that this is a new scene. No, I'm almost positive this is from season 3, episode 7, with Famous and his mom. It's a flashback. So I'm guessing we're going to get a lot more information on what occurred to Famous in this next episode. I know this has kind of been one of the biggest topics of this season. It's been very weird around his character, and even the guy who plays him hasn't really done any promo, posted anything. So we're all just wondering, what the hell is going on with this storyline? They've been dragging out a little bit too much. So I think this next episode, Kanan's, Famous's mom is supposed to be looking for Famous, which is kind of weird because it's like you're just now searching for him after all this time. It's been months, right? So we're going to kind of see that, and hopefully they tie up that storyline and give some more information. A lot of people think that Marvin is the one who killed Famous or made him disappear. And to be honest, I'm starting to kind of to think that too. The way that Marvin's moving on demon time, and we know he don't like snitches, I would not be surprised if Marvin took the kill shot and if Rock ordered him to do so. So we'll kind of see how that affects the relationship between this family moving forward. We see Kanan talking to his guy OC, and he's pretty much telling him, do what you need to do and what I tell you to do, and everything will be all right. I don't trust this dude, right? If you guys remember, didn't Unique rob Kanan's crib and found OC there when he robbed him? I find it hard to believe that Unique just let this guy go, right? And it makes me kind of think that he struck some kind of deal with Unique, or, Unique told him to keep his mouth shut about him robbing the place. It's all too weird, right? And then not only that, OC didn't even tell Kanan about who robbed him. He didn't say anything. So that's very weird to me. And the fact that Kanan's still trusting this dude and doing business at his place still, he's not listening to Crystal. Kanan's way too big up in the game to be making these small, stupid mistakes. So it's definitely going to fall back on him for trusting this guy, and it's going to cause some deadly mistakes. We got to wait and see. And then we cut to Marvin and Juke, and Marvin's pretty much telling Juke, yo, we never talked about what happened, right? We never talked about you catching your first body. And I know you guys seen that look on Jukebox's face that last episode at the end. She looked like she liked that shit. She clearly enjoyed it. She's clearly embracing this life. And this is the moment we were all waiting for. We love to see it. I feel like there's been a lot of love around Jukebox's character now, right? Everyone's kind of rocking with her now that we're starting to see the maturation process. I love what they did with her character and how they kind of slow grinded it and didn't force her into being, a demon right away. We know the OG Jukebox. We know how she is, but it wouldn't have made sense to just kind of rush into that. And I feel like she's been through enough stuff and had enough bad experiences to where it justifies her catching these bodies now. And we've seen in the paper, in the regular season trailer, she's going to have guns and weapons a couple times this season and be in those kind of interactions. So I can't wait to see more. And then we cut to your girl Jukebox, right? And she's pretty much talking to someone who I believe to be a Fed, because who else would she be talking like this to? She pretty much says, I didn't kill nobody. I didn't catch a body. I didn't do nothing. And we all know that's a lie, right? We know Jukebox killed that guy to protect her father, Marvin. And I'm pretty sure this is going to fall back on them at some point. I don't know how. I don't know in what way. But we all know that was a sloppy ass killing, just a sloppy situation and interaction by Jukebox and Marvin. So it's definitely going to fall back on them sometime during this season. And then last but not least, we cut to Unique, and he's pretty much angry. He looks pissed, right? He's saying, I'm going to fuck up every part of her life. It doesn't hurt to have partners in crime. So we know Unique is going to keep dragging out this whole, I need to get revenge on Rock. She tried to kill me. Da-da-da storyline. Kind of getting tired of this, right? I'm really just waiting on the reveal of Unique and him making it clear that he's alive to everyone and kind of seeing their reaction. I'm really curious to see Rock's reaction to Unique being alive, and if that baby storyline and will come back somehow and they'll interact about that. But it's clearly dragging out, right? I mean, how long is Unique going to be doing this, hiding behind the shadows before he gets caught, right? This dude's walking around in broad day with a hoodie, no mask. People see his face. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. So hopefully they kind of tie this storyline up and kind of just speed this up and make Unique known again and make it clear that he's alive so that they can kind of flesh out the story from there. I'm very intrigued to see what this mid-season finale is going to bring. I'm going to continue to bring you guys more content. I know I've kind of been slacking on some videos and breakdowns and stuff, but I'm back on point, had to get my shit together. But we back on it. Catch you guys on the next one.